This was all, I said the word foundation, I just think of it as being rich underpinning for a very difficult journey you would now face. Two accidents in a very short space of time. Within how many days?
About 2 days.
About 2 days. Hitting your head.
Yeah, something as simple as hitting my head. My brainstem is where I hit, actually, with injury, is I had a bleed right there.
Both in the bathroom?
Yes, both in the bathroom. And first incident happened at a hotel. I hit my head. The second...
On the shower?
On the shower head.
It was too short.
Well, too short. Yeah, well, you know, basketball girls are tall women, and most of these showers are very low. And so the second fall was I was in my bathroom in Canton, Ohio, and I was looking up in the mirror, and then all of a sudden I got dizzy and fell backwards and hit my head, my brainstem, on the soap dish. And then my roommate heard the commotion and called the ambulance right away.
And, you know, I mean, in the middle there's a lot of drama here because of dizziness and vomiting, a lot of signs of, we look for in a concussion.
Yes.
And not unlike Natasha Richardson, you were bleeding in your brain that whole time. And you remember hearing a chaplain in the hospital giving you last rites.
Yes.
Your parents were called and told that you would not live. Yes.
It was a very traumatic time for me, and that this was happening to me also quickly. And I'm just like, it felt like I was in a movie, and all this stuff was happening so quickly, and I was just watching it, and I could do nothing about it, but just pray in myself and just let God take over. And He definitely did, because the prayers, I can't explain to you, Moira, the people of Canton, with the different churches, different denominations, but yet those people are so genuine and so sincere. My family and my friends saw them really live out their faith. Not just say it, but really, it was a Christian community.
So you really believe the prayers of the faithful turned this story around for you?
Big time.
Wow. Now, you came through probably a miracle.
It is.
The reality is that you were very defeated. Your whole world was shattered. And your dad said you were full of excuses. You didn't want to do the therapy. Despite the rigors of being a champion basketball player and all that that would demand on a regular basis, you didn't want to do that physiotherapy stuff.
No, because it was very difficult. Because some of the things that I was asked to do, and I was so weak. Like, I had Hoyer lifting me out of bed, for one. I remember lifting 1 plate of weights. I remember sit-to-stands. They were very difficult tasks for me to accomplish. I remember the first day I was at Toronto Rehab, for instance. In order for me to go home for the next weekend, I had to prove to them that I can make my own breakfast, that I was going to be independent. So here I am in a wheelchair, doing all that I can, determined to get out of that place for the weekend and prove to them that I can take care of myself if given the opportunity. So, needless to say, I did it in the wheelchair. I made myself a cup of tea and toast and whatever I needed for breakfast, and I proved to them, yes, I can.
It's actually a basketball quote, I'm sure one of your trainers hammered this home, that helped to rescue you in this gridlock. 90%
is mental, and the other percent, 10%
is physical.
Like, I know
you had to change your thinking.
Yes, I definitely. Philippians 4:8-9 says that whatever is, you know, true, whatever is noble, whatever is admirable, whatever is lovely, whatever is pure, whatever is excellent, whatever is praiseworthy, think on those things. And then the second thing it says, in verse 9, it says, whatever you have learned, heard, received in me, you know, put these things into practice, and the peace of God will be with you. That's so beautiful.
And that is, here's another encouragement. Someone sent Anne Graham Lott's book, Why? Trusting God when you don't understand. You wouldn't have a lot of hope of playing basketball again.
You know, with this book, I must give you a little story with Aunt Graham Lotz. I met Aunt Graham Lotz the first time at the 50th anniversary of FCA.
FCA is?
Is Fellowship of Christian Athletes, because that was an area representative for Northeast Ohio.
You helped get those huddles, those Bible studies
Bible
together.
studies. I really facilitated the student athletes to take charge of their school and, you know, have their Bible studies. So we were there just here to facilitate the schools and get them up and running, led by the students. But Anne Graham Lotz shared at that conference in Kansas, and she shared John 1 to 11. And I tell you, I don't cry easy. And I remember after she was finished sharing, and she talked about Jesus. And I tell you, after I finished sharing her sermon, it made me cry. It definitely touched my heart to hear her talk about that. Then after that, I went to her Just Give Me Jesus conferences.
It came to Toronto, yes.
Yes, and that was so powerful.
Wasn't it?
It was. I remember I had to volunteer in the prayer room. They had prayer 24 hours in that for that conference. It was such a rich and beautiful time that I had with that. And in the years up to it, I never heard of Aunt Graham Lotz, but I just fell in love with her. Just give me Jesus, because I also wanted more of Jesus in me.
You're living with your parents.
Yes.
Your medical needs brought you back to Canada.
Yes.
What is your outlook for the future?
Well, my outlet is definitely the speaking ministry, Conqueror for Life. You know, I really want to renew people's thinking. And definitely I spoke about Philippians 4:8-9. And I really have that as a basis of what I share about. Like my key messages are that we're not born winners and losers, we're born choosers. And then the other one is your attitude will determine your altitude.
Yes.
You know, so those are some things that I talk about. I also had the opportunity to go back to Akron, Ohio, and speak through the Roof Ministries that helps people with disabilities. And I had the opportunity to speak at Edwin Shaw, where I spoke to patients and families about my experience to encourage others that are going through what I went through.
So, Conqueror for Life is your ministry.
Conqueror for Life.
You're taking that hope and encouragement, you've made it through, and you're helping others to do the same. You know, one of the verses, I think your great-grandmother planted this one in your heart, and would it not become meaningful?
Yes.
Psalm 50, verse 15, call on me in the day of trouble, God says, and I will deliver you.
Yes.
Thank you for being such a wonderful illustration of overcoming faith, Sue.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I just think whatever your troubles today, you may need to call on God, and we can help you. We have prayer lines available 24 hours a day. I don't know, we seem to be hearing more and more an emphasis on the importance of others praying. Are you convinced?